It took me 2 entire years to finally finish Bungou Stray Dogs, but I finally did, and I'm here to talk about it with you guys. So I should probably start out with a little bit of like a foundational why did I decide to watch this anime over the past however many years. I have seen Bungou Stray Dogs on the trending tab on Tumblr, where I seem to get all of my recommendations at this point. And I never really looked into the fandom side of things and what the anime was about. But after a while of seeing it over and over again, you started to get that like name brand recognition or something like that. And I was like, I'm gonna try it and I'm going to see what it is like, how it goes, and all of that. If you haven't seen this anime before, it is the story of an orphan who ends up finding out that he has like these special supernatural powers. He can basically turn into a tiger, and he joins a detective agency who is using their powers in order to help common people who don't have powers. And then later, like the mafia starts hunting him down. So there's a whole thing there. One of the kind of bigger problems that I had with it is the fact that you never really learn anything about the characters and the storyline. Everything is in a like villain of the week or maybe even like mystery of the week sort of structure. And so with every single episode, you're suddenly starting from scratch again. You're meeting another character who's part of the detective agency, and you are going along with them and seeing like both meeting them and what their powers are like, and also seeing what this case is like. We're starting from zero, like I said, with every single episode. And so it feels as though each episode does not matter because we're not like continuing on with that information. There were certain parts of the storyline that I thought was really interesting and I wanted to see more, especially like this whole thing with the mafia wanting to kidnap our main character. But we only got like maybe 5 minutes of that throughout the entire season. Something else that really bothered me with this anime was the fact that there's a lot of repetition with our main character's like backstory. In particular, we see the same damn scene at least like twice an episode for every single episode, and it plays out the exact same way. And the first couple times that you see it, you're like, okay, this makes sense. Maybe you forgot it the first time, whatever. But by the time that you get later on into the series, you're like, yes, I get it. He has a tragic backstory where the orphanage didn't want him and he was kicked out into the streets. Like, I don't care at this point, which is a terrible thing to say, but at that point, I've seen it too much. I don't care. It got to the point as I was watching this where I was like, I don't understand why Tumblr is obsessed with this show. I don't know why it's been so popular online over the course of years until we got to, I don't even remember what episode it was, like episode 10 or something like that out of a 12 episode long season. So quite a ways into the first season. And I realized exactly why Tumblr likes this anime so much. Because whatever that was about, it was like within the second that it happened, I was like, I get it. I understand now. So kudos to Tumblr for being the same as they ever were, I guess. All in all, I think that this show has some good things, and I would be interested in seeing more of the plot develop. But I feel like, especially with this first season, nothing really happened. Nothing really built up, and it felt more of a disappointment than anything else. You guys will have to let me know if you have watched the rest of the anime. Does it get better the more that you watch, or are we still having this sort of mystery of the week episode content where nothing ends up developing or building up? Because as of right now with season 1, I ended up being rather disappointed with this show. And like I said, it took me exactly 2 years to finish it. Like, if I watched the final episode 2 days after I had ended up doing it, I would have started and finished this anime on a May 3rd. I had such a difficult time finishing this anime because it just was boring and it felt like nothing was happening. Anyway, that's all that I really have to say on this anime in particular. Like I said, not a lot of details because not a lot of things were going on in this, but I think it's interesting, especially as I get into anime more, to have these sort of videos where I can chat with you guys about what I have seen and my thoughts and feelings. Let me know what you think. Should I continue watching? Does this get better? Am I going to eventually care for anything in this? Or is this something that I should just drop and give up on? But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, as short as it is. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me for this little yap session. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more of me yapping about the anime that I've watched. And I will see you in the future for another video on my channel.